Alright, let's see what we can open this time. Mystic Archaeologist, 2 mana 2/1, 5 mana draw 2. Definitely a solid card. Definitely beats Divination. And there's Corrosion, but definitely taking Archaeologist over Corrosion, even though they go well together. This card's bad. There's Druid of Horns, which is a card you could try to make work if you draft a bunch of auras, but that's always a risky strategy. So Divination's great too, Salvager's great, Rabbit Bite is great, and these green creatures are okay as well, but I'm just jamming this Archaeologist. Alright, and we open another draw effect in Liliana's Contract. Definitely powerful draw effect. The life loss definitely relevant as well. So if we want to play Contract, we want to make sure to have a lot of early defensive measures. There's Sleep, which is okay, better in an aggressive blue deck than in a defensive one. Vine Mare's good too. Acid Scatter's good. So those are the main cards I'm looking at. Take Vengeance also playable, but I would take Acid Scatter before it, since I think they're close in power level and Acid Scatter goes well with our first pick. So the question is, do we take Vine Mare, Contract, or Acid Scatter here? Acid Scatter, the weakest on power level between these three cards here, but goes well with our first pick. So now we kind of have to see, does the power level disparity make up for staying in the same color? And then the question is, what's better between Contract and Vine Mare? Vine Mare is probably the safer pick between the two. Can just end up in a beatdown creature deck. And then Archaeologist can be an early way to deal some damage, and later in the game can provide some advantage, which is a better way of doing it than in a control deck where the Archaeologist first has to survive and then you need to get to the late game, and you probably already have a bunch of draw spells. So I'll take the Vine Mare. Alright, we open another Sleep, which now is more tempting that we picked up the Vine Mare, since we might end up in a green-blue kind of beatdown deck, and their Sleep can be very powerful as a finisher or as a tempo play. Harpy's okay as well, but shines in other archetypes in red-black, so it doesn't go very well with our first two picks. So I think I just take the Sleep and then try and draft like a more aggressive blue-green deck with Sleep as a finisher. So what do we have here? Some very good white cards. Aerial Engineer, if you have enough artifacts, is definitely very good for mana 4/4 flyer. It's definitely above the curve. There's Tunnel, if we want to try and cheese out our opponent. Does go well with green creatures, just big green creatures with Ether Tunnel on it. Can definitely steal a game if the opponent can't interact. And then there's a Salvager, which is okay, but doesn't necessarily shine in blue-green as opposed to blue-black or blue-red. I should also mention Titanic Growth, which I kind of like. At first it seemed like just another combat trick, but as far as combat tricks go, this is probably the best one. So if we're in an aggressive green deck, then I definitely like my first copy of Titanic Growth, and I would definitely take it over Oakenform. So let's try it out. I'm usually not a person that likes drafting auras highly, but I'm willing to try it out here for science. Alright, so best card in the pack, probably either the Wind Mage or the Majesty, although I haven't drafted a ton of decks where Majesty would have been great. Could be good in this deck, but we already have a card draw engine with Archaeologist, so don't know how highly we need to take this. And the Wind Mage does go pretty well in a blue-green beatdown deck, so I think I just take the flyer here, which is a safer pick. Since Majesty, if we don't end up with a lot of Thornhide Wolves and ramp cards, is going to be pretty bad. So I'll just take the safer Wind Mage here. There's some okay blue and green cards. Divination's always exciting. Basilisk is okay. Sentinel's a 2-drop filler card. So it's really Divination or Basilisk here. And we're not committed to green yet. So taking Divination keeps our options open a little bit more. So I think I like taking Divination over the Basilisk. Could take a speculative black card here, Two-Headed Zombie or Neonates. Could take a sideboard Naturalize or a filler Highland Game in case we somehow don't get enough playables. Definitely want to increase our creature count, but Highland Games Probably the worst creature we could get. A sideboard Naturalize, always defensible. I'll take the Naturalize here. I'm always happy to have one in the sideboard, and you don't always end up getting one in future packs. Alright, now we're talking. Very happy seeing Rocks Oracle. Also wouldn't mind a growth, but I just want to increase our creature count, and Oracle does a pretty good job. And Oracle also shines in decks that can kind of take advantage of drawing extra lands later in the game. Since, let's say you play Rocks Oracle on turn 5, you get a 4/2, sure, and you get to draw a card, that's exciting. But if you draw a land, then, I mean, the extra land doesn't necessarily do much for you if you're an aggressive low curve deck. But in a blue-green deck, we're going to have lots of ways to be able to use the extra land should we draw a land off of Oracle, with Archaeologist, with Divination into more draw spells. So I like Oracle here. And definitely wouldn't mind a Titanic Growth. So here, can take a filler Highland game again. I don't love Chill in this specific archetype, since we don't want to be keeping up mana in the opponent's turn very often. Could still use it offensively, where we attack, opponent blocks, we chill. I think we'd rather just have more creatures instead of more cantripping instants, since just playing a Divination is a better cantrip. Is there a chance we play Druid of Horns? We do already have the Ether Tunnel. Could end up with a few Oaken Forms and just try to make the hexproof meme deck. But I don't count on playing this one. Well, there's the Oaken Form, so I guess we can take a speculative Oaken Form. And there's nothing here for us. There's a chance we end up siding this in. Alright, we ended up with Oaken Form anyway. Alright, don't hate the Thornhind Wolves here, just an okay creature to play. And we ended up with a Sentinel anyway, so definitely better than Highland game. Alright, so far draft's been going okay. Wouldn't mind picking up some more beefy green creatures at the start of our curve. Some more flyers, some combat tricks. We're probably not going to get a ton of removal in this color combination, but can always hope for it. Alright, so what did we open? Demon of Catastrophes. Definitely a good card, but I don't think we're going to go out of our way to take it here. Shines in black-red, where you have a lot of disposable creatures usually. There's Reclamation Sage, which is very solid in any green deck. Worst case scenario, 3 mana 2/1. Best case scenario, 3 mana 2/1 that destroys one of the opponent's cards. There's also Dwindle and a Rabbit Bite. So actually a pretty tricky pack, since we were looking for more removal, and Dwindle and Rabbit Bite are removal spells. But Reclamation Sage is very tempting. The upside on Reclamation Sage is definitely the highest, since it's the only one that, well, I guess removal spells can also lead to 2-for-1s if our opponent put an enchantment on their creature, but usually you don't get easy 2-for-1s with these cards, whilst Reclamation Sage can lead to some pretty easy 2-for-1s, since it also gets artifacts, which are a big part of the set as well. So I think we take Reclamation Sage and then hope to wheel either one of these, although I'm not counting on it. We have a lot of 3 mana creatures to choose from. There's another Aven Windmage, which is definitely fine, although don't have a ton of instants or sorceries to go with it currently, since unlike Prowess, this does not get pumped when we play an enchantment. There's Pioneer, which is probably just worse than the Windmage in this deck, since we don't have any synergies with artifacts. And then there's Courser, which is probably better than both in our deck, although it's close, Courser and Windmage. And then there's Sky Scanner, which is also a nice one, since it cantrips, puts a 1/1 flyer into play. So if I were to rank these 3-drops for our deck specifically, last place would be Pioneer. I think Windmage is probably worse than Courser in our deck, since Courser with an Ether Tunnel is pretty exciting. Courser with an Oaken Form is also pretty big, although Oaken Form on Windmage is also fine, but then you can get blown out by a Plummet after sideboard. Then the question is, where does Sky Scanner fall? It's always tempting to just take the cantripping creature, since it's kind of free. The only cost is the 3 mana, which can be a cost if you're getting beaten down and a 1/1 doesn't block very well. Given the sleep, we kind of want to take creatures that beat down a little harder, is my main reasoning. So I think for me it's Courser versus Sky Scanner over Windmage, and I'm not sure what I prefer here. I would love to hear the chat's opinion on this actually, so let's do a quick 30-second poll to see what the chat thinks. Courser or Scanner? Those are the options. Alright, looks like Scanner is the favorite here, 26 to 12. So I'll go for the Scanner here, and then I can blame the chat if it doesn't work out. I guess we get our Courser now. Over Sea Serpents. Don't really need Gift in this deck. Disperse, I would definitely not mind having one, but it's not necessary. And Talents, while okay, I would much rather have a Courser right now. So yeah, let's just take the Courser here. Wow, another Vinemare over Dreadmaw. Don't have any ramp currently, so Dreadmaw, while it's definitely a playable card, and I would definitely play it in this deck. Vinemare is looking a lot more appealing with double Oakenform and Ether Tunnel. So yeah, Vinemare it is. So late in the game, this is probably going to be better than Oakenform. But early in the game, this might only give +1/+1 or +2/+2. Basilisk or Armor is pretty much the decision here. I do like me a Basilisk. Let's take a look at our curve. So how many creatures do we have? 3, 4, not a ton, so we could definitely use an extra creature. The question is, would we play Blanchwood Armor over Oakenform if we had the choice between the two of them? I don't even know we would play Armor over Oakenform, since the Oakenform is just a lot more impactful the turn we play it usually. So if the answer to that question is I would rather play Oakenform, then I think it's a pretty easy Basilisk. If we would rather have Armor than Oakenform, then we might still want to take the Armor. I think I just take the Basilisk here. And here we can take another Rocks Oracle over Talons. It's probably fine. We might still wield the other Talons in the previous pack. And I think I take Oracle over Serpent here. Although that's also a decision for sure. But the 6 drops in blue-green are pretty replaceable. We can have Dreadmaw and Sea Serpent, so we might still pick up one of those. And Oracle does go very nicely with Sleep, since we can just add a 4-power creature, draw a card, and Sleep can get the job done for us. Yeah, I think we just Oracle. Alright, and we get our Sea Serpent now, or Titanic Growth number 1. I think I value Titanic Growth number 1 pretty highly, so I do like to have this one over the 3rd Oakenform. Don't think we need a 3rd one. And again, Growth over Serpent. We have lots of beefy creatures already. Wow, that's a late Reclamation Sage. I'll take it. Over Talons. And wow, we wield the Rabbit Bite. This is our first pack, so I'm happy to get a Rabbit Bite here. Works very nicely with our Rocks Oracle, since it doesn't actually fight, just deals damage equal to its power. And a Courser on the wheel. And we get Talons of Wildwood on the wheel, might play it. So our deck is coming along nicely. I guess I'll still take the Basilisk. Just don't see myself playing a Highland game. Alright, so our deck is coming along very nicely. It's pack 2, and we already have a full deck. Like, we've got 24 playable cards, more or less. Don't think we're taking Gigantosaurus. It's actually funny, had we taken the Blanchwood Armor, we almost could have gone mono green and then taken the Gigantosaurus, but we didn't, so I'm definitely happy with our Archaeologist and Ether Tunnel and our Divination and our Sleep, which complement our deck nicely. And there's this nice Rabbit Bite, which is a very good pick as well. Centaur Courser or Rabbit Bite number 3. There's also Meteor Golem, which definitely deserves some consideration. So we don't have any ramp in our deck whatsoever, which is definitely strange for a green deck. Did not see any Druid of the Cowl, did not see any Elf that finds a land. So Meteor Golem is going to be pretty difficult on the mana. Can't really go wrong with the 3rd Rabbit Bite. And we already have this many good 3-drops. Also, Rabbit Bite is quite a combo with Basilisk, Death Touch, and dealing damage. It does combo well, since you can kill any creature, so I think we just take the Bite here. And sure, pass up on a Golem, but again, no ramp, so 7 mana is pretty steep. Alright, there's our first ramp card potentially, Druid of the Cowl. Definitely don't mind picking up a Druid here. Helps us cast turn 3 Vine Mares. Helps us activate the Archaeologist sooner and just smooths out our draw. Playing Rocks Oracle ahead of schedule is also valuable, since then drawing a land can still be a good draw. And yeah, taking this over second growth. I like the first growth, second growth is less important. And definitely wouldn't mind the flyer here, but I'll take the Druid over Encyclopedia, which is also a good card, but it's not really necessary. We're a beatdown deck. We already have Archaeologist and Divination to draw cards. Don't need a Encyclopedia, which might just be a sideboard card in this deck. So we could take a 4th Rabbit Bite, could take a second Ether Tunnel with double Vine Mare. That's also something we could do. I'm sure the chat wants to see second tunnel for the memes, but 4th Rabbit Bite, it's definitely a good card. Alright, I'll do it for the chat. Alright, so don't think we want 7 mana 7/7 Trample. We already have a Talons, definitely not going to play 2 of them. So I guess I'll take a Sentinel in case we need more 2-drops for the curve. Alright, get a Talons anyway, not playing Cancel. I guess I could take an Isolate for the collection. Don't really see myself playing a Talons. Alright, Woodland Stream, nice upgrade for mana. Over Axe, I think so. Already have kind of this effect covered with our enchantments, while equipments are a safer investment. I think a Woodland Stream can smooth out our mana just a tiny bit, where it's worth it, and we're always going to play the first Woodland Stream. We might not play the Marauder's Axe. Alright, ended up with a Dreadmaw anyway, may play it. Alright, so we ended up with a ton of playables in this draft, which means we have to choose what to cut, which is difficult. Nah, we'll take the forest. Alright. So I'm not sure about the 2 Oaken Forms. I'm not sure about the Druid of Horns. Could be that we can cut the Thornhide Wolves. So I think we just start making some cuts here, since we need to make quite a few. So 15 creatures, that's good. Curve nice and low, but lots of cantripping too with Sky Scanner, Divination, double Rocks Oracle, so we do get to see a lot of our deck. And then Sleep is a nice finisher. I think I like the 1 Oaken Form. I could put 1 Reclamation Sage in the board, that's definitely reasonable. It's a very good sideboard card to have, but I could see 2 Sages being too many. Yeah, sure. Alright, and then our mana base, we want to skew it towards green, so we have double green for Vine Mare, but 5 islands is not enough. So I don't think we need more than 7 blue sources. So we can go 11 green essentially. Alright, let's give this a shot. Alright, let's play some matches. And hope to have some Ether Tunnels on Vine Mares. Make a 6-power unblockable creature with Hexproof. Alright, the sand seems good. Turn 2 playing the Sentinel. Hoping to draw 3rd land for Courser. Nice. Alright, opponent's stuck on 2. This might be a quick one. Opponent's having to discard. Ouch. Think we play Archaeologist to keep up the pressure here. And then we have Rabbit Bites for days, as well as Sleep as a finisher. Alright, they drew into Acid Scatter for the turn. Otherwise I'm sure they would have countered the Courser. Tap land a draw, just to rub it in. Alright, let's attack first, in case they have a bounce effect. Then we can replay our creature. And now we'll Divination. Alright. So their opponent's pretty dead here. That's okay, I guess. But we get to add Vinemare to the board. Or I guess we could go Oracle as well. Oracle's more mana efficient, I guess. We don't want to show them the Vinemare yet. Alright, Dwindle. So playing Vinemare would have worked out fine. I guess now we play Vinemare since we can sleep and make sure we can kill him. So against the blue-green deck, look to be somewhat controlling. The Reclamation stage seems good since we saw Dwindle, so it can deal with that. So we might want a second copy. And against blue-green, I don't love Oakenform since they might have some bounce spells. So I think we'll bring back Reclamation Sage. I think we just try this until we have more info. Could also consider second Basilisk in case they have a lot of big green creatures, but we didn't see any yet. I think this is fine. And this hand seems good. Just need to draw 2 lands to assemble our combo. Alright, Centaur's a good draw. Just need a 3rd land, please. Alright, I'll take it. Come on, land. Alright, so they're more the ramp side of things. That's a good draw. Alright, Thornhide Wolves is pretty good, but ding ding ding, combo assembled. Alright, so the one card that could get us here is the 5 mana sorcery that forces us to block a certain creature. So that's what we don't want to see here. But as soon as we start attacking... Alright, so now we're safe. We've got Ether Tunnel plus Rabbit Bite. Oh, this is gonna be good. Combo. And let's kill the Thornhide Wolves, I think. Alleviate the pressure a little bit. And then we can also attack with our other creatures, basically. Alright, let's see how they deal with our Vinemare. It's not a lot of ways, and our opponent agrees. Combo too strong. I feel a little bit bad, but then again... Alright, so from the opponent's perspective, those games were pretty frustrating. They got mana screwed in the first game, and the second game we played a hexproof creature with an unblockable enchantment on it. So it goes. On the draw, I think this is a keep. On the play, it's a little sketchier. Three turns essentially to draw 1 land. Should be doable. That's fine. Alright, not getting there yet. Uh-oh, opponents got the combo themselves. Pridemate with Chaplain. Hehe, punished for the tap land. Alright, so we're gonna be facing a 4-4 Pridemate. It's gonna hurt. If we were able to play Center Courser there, then we can potentially still trade. Alright, so we have 4 lands, which means we could play a Vinemare. The problem is our opponent can gain life twice with the Pridemate, meaning they could potentially make it into a 6-6, although that means sacrificing one of their chaplains. And at that point Vinemare no longer brawls with the Pridemate unless we put an Oakenform on it first, and then we can still Rabbit Bite. I think that's a play. The other option is casting Sleep, but that's a little too defensive here. So I think we just play Vinemare and then hope they just attack us with the Pridemate. And if they do attack with everyone, hope we draw a land so we can go Oakenform plus Rabbit Bite. If we don't, then we might Sleep just to buy some time. But yes, I remember a draft where I was playing against a blue-green deck. They played Vinemare on turn 4, and I was able to declare dominance to kill it. And a turn after they played Ether Tunnel, so if I didn't have the declare dominance in that very specific turn, they would have just comboed me. Wow, this is an interesting attack. So if they had a trick, they would have attacked with both chaplains very easily. So here it looks like they just want to grow their Pridemate. So we'll block. Yep. That's fine. And the Titanic Growth. Alright, so this could work out pretty well for us. We can Rabbit Bite, kill Stag or Pridemate, we can choose. We could Divination, hope to draw into an untapped land, so we can still Rabbit Bite. That's the greedy play. So if we Rabbit Bite the Pridemate, the Stag can still attack, but we can block and Titanic Growth, but same goes for Pridemate, we can still block and Titanic Growth, since I don't think we're attacking with the Vinemare. And our opponent seemed reluctant to want to attack with Pridemate into Vinemare to begin with. So yeah, the Stag can't make us step down the Vinemare, since it has hexproof, but it's still just a 3-3. So I guess we just Rabbit Bite the Pridemate and keep up Titanic Growth when the opponent attacks with their Stag. And it's pretty safe to block the Stag here, since a Sure Strike is not good enough to kill our Vinemare. If they attack with both, I'll block the Chaplain. Alright, no attacks, I like seeing that. Opponent being very defensive here. And we pick up another Rabbit Bite. Do we just Rabbit Bite the Stag again, start attacking? Divination, hope to draw into a land now, since we have been missing lands for a while. I think we Divination here, try and find a land for the turn. Alright, we didn't get there. That's painful. Alright, so what to discard? If we don't draw land next turn, we can go Druid of the Cowl, Rabbit Bite or Titanic Growth. So I think I want to keep the Druid. Also just makes mana. Could ditch the Dreadmaw since it's the most expensive card, but it's still a very good play if we can get to it. Could ditch the Sleep, but Sleep can be a nice emergency card. Could see discarding the Basilisk or the Oakenform here, but with a Vinemare in play, Oakenform seems good. So I think I'll ditch the Basilisk, since Courser does a lot of what the Basilisk does, but it attacks better if we're on the beatdown plan. Alright, opponents, let's go again. We draw another Rabbit Bite. Alright, I think we want to Rabbit Bite first in case they have a trick. We can always Titanic Growth. Just gonna play it extra safe here since their opponent doesn't seem to be doing much. And so now we can attack with Vinemare and then play Druid. They might even have double red cards stuck in hand that they can't play. Alright, so Is it time to Oakenform the Vinemare, or do we just develop our board? I think we just attack with Vinemare, play Rocks Oracle, draw a card. And again, want to keep our Titanic Growth in hand, just in case they try to do something tricky. So we want to attack first, before tapping out for Rocks Oracle. Is this a chump block or a trick? We'll find out. Looks like a trick. Mighty Leap. Think it's worth it to fight over this. And then we get to play Courser. Alright, that worked out. Alright, so our opponent's pretty dead here. And we didn't need to show them the sleep yet, which is valuable. Opponent did get pretty unlucky. They didn't draw many spells outside their start. 8, 12, so if we attack with everyone, they're dead. Alright, sweet. Did we see any targets for Reclamation Sage? I don't think so. Another Basilisk could be okay as a defensive measure. Also helps us block the Stag in case they get off to a quick start. Still like one Reclamation Sage kind of as a hedge. Our creatures seemed bigger than the opponents, so maybe we don't need the flyers in this matchup as much. Could see cutting an Aven Windmage, for example. Still have the Ether Tunnels for evasion, so I think we cut Windmage to make room for a Basilisk, have better blockers against Starcrown Stag specifically, and can also help with the Pride Mate that got very big, and also combos with a Rabbit Bite. Don't think we need a second Titanic Growth necessarily, so I think this is okay. Let's run back. Don't think we can keep a one-lander. This looks like a solid hand. Hoping to get some value from this Sage. I think we need to keep land on top. Just to get to 5-6 mana. And I'm not sure yet if we're going to play Reclamation Sage on 3 or if we're going to hold on to it. Alright, double Rocks Oracle. Playing Rex Sage seems bad here. Doesn't really accomplish much. Alright, Stag is an issue. The reasoning to play Sage over Archaeologist is that it's more mana efficient this turn, and the next turn could go Archaeologist into something else. I think I played Archaeologist so we can keep Sage in case we need to blow up some enchantment or artifact. And then we'll take a beating from the Stag. But if we can draw land for Oracle, we can play 2 Oracles in a row. If we draw Rabbit Bite, we can go Ether Tunnel on our 2-drop and still Rabbit Bite instead of Vinemare. Alright, that works. So we've got Vinemare to block the Stag and Archaeologist to block Linebreaker. Or we can Ether Tunnel up or Vinemare. We'll see. Alright. Glad we held on to a Reclamation Sage. Opponent sends everyone. Taps down Archaeologist. I think we trade for the Stag And then next turn we have Sage. Don't think we need to get greedy. And if they have a Mighty Leap, this still works. Sure Strike on the other hand. Ooh, Trumpet Blast. Well, took some damage, but opponent is almost empty-handed. So I think we just rack Sage, say go. Or we could Rocks Oracle, but then we're looking at taking the damage from the Chaplain. Mighty Leap kills us no matter what. Yeah, maybe we do Rocks Oracle here. Lava Axe. Yeah, that'll do it. Alright, so now we have a much better understanding of the opponent's deck, and we didn't have to show them the Sage, which is good. So I don't think we want both Sages, but one still seems very good. So we want more early defensive measures, if we have those, and we want to make sure to play around Trumpet Blast. So I think we can use another Sentinel, and then we might chill on the Ether Tunnel a little bit. Since if we just survive the early onslaught from the opponent's deck, they don't have a lot of late game, so we don't really need to cheese them out with Ether Tunnels. I'm happy we took out the Wind Mage, that seems bad here. I like all the blockers. Oakenform can still be okay. They didn't have any removal so far. Sleep can also buy us some time, so that's still okay. Could consider another Titanic Growth. Could consider a Thornhide Wolves over maybe a Rocks Oracle since it blocks better. And what would we add for another Titanic Growth? What would we cut for it, rather? Don't want to cut all the card draw. I think this is fine. I don't think the chill is very good. Even though it does line up okay against Trumpet Blast. It's just difficult to keep up the mana in our deck where we don't have any instants. Alright, so this needs a third land to be okay. Don't think we can mulligan. Alright, hoping for that third land. Yet again, the Woodland Stream laughs in our face. Alright, so Courser, Basilisk, or Skyscanner. I think we want to play Skyscanner just to improve our chances of finding a land, so we can keep curving out. That's good. Sure. Opponent seems to be missing their white mana. Alright. Think we Oracle here. If we can just jam a Dreadmaw next turn, they're gonna be in trouble. And we'll trade Skyscanner for Pyromancer here. That's a good trade for us. Alright, there's a white mana, so we have a game. And a Rustwing Falcon. Fair enough. Could go for the Ether Tunnel plays on Rocks Oracle, but that seems ambitious. Instead we can go Archaeologist plus Courser, which seems fine. Can also attack first with Oracle, see how they block. Probably block with the Pyromancer, so are we willing to fire off Titanic Growth? I don't think so. So I think we keep Oracle back, and then just go Courser plus Archaeologist. That's fine. Just build up our board. And should be able to outrace Falcon if they try and put something on it. That's fine. Can definitely beat some vanilla 3/2s. Take one. Just want to preserve our life total as much as possible, knowing they have Lava Axe in their deck. Since if we can stay above 5 life, then Lava Axe is a dead card. Could get pretty aggressive here. Opponent does have 2 mana up, so I have to be a little careful. Don't think we want to waste our Rabbit Bite quite yet. So we can go Basilisk plus potentially Titanic Growth here. Do we get blown out by Mighty Leap? Depends where we use it. Don't think we want to Ether Tunnel quite yet. So I think we just send everyone and try and make some trades. Maybe save a creature with Titanic Growth. Alright, opponent is going for the trades. So if we Titanic Growth, the Oracle Mighty Leap doesn't save the Pyromancer. So I think that's the play here. Hope they don't have a shock. Alright. Keep adding stuff to the board. And maybe next turn we can Ether Tunnel up the Oracle if they present a blocker. If we draw land, we're jamming Dreadmaw. If they play a Stag, we probably kill it with Rabbit Bite, so don't hit our spot. Sure. Rex Sage doesn't do much here. So I think it's time for the Ether Tunnel. Question is, where do we put it? Probably on the Oracle, and then Basilisk can still attack. Could also Oakenform on the Archaeologist, make it into a 5/4, which can still attack here. So I think we just go all in on the enchantments here. Could also enchant a Skyscanner, I guess. That's the other option instead of Archaeologist. Maybe that's better. Have a big flyer they have to contend with. And a Mighty Leap doesn't let the Falcon attack past or stuff. And keep Archaeologist as a card draw engine. And I could attack with a Basilisk, or I could hold it back in case of Trumpet Blast shenanigans. Let's just jam. Opponent on the defensive, which is good. I guess they could have like a sweeper effect, which could get us pretty good here. Cleansing Nova. Nope. Alright. There's a horse. So we have 11 in play, not enough to kill our opponent this turn. So I think we're just attacking with our big guys. And I might actually not play Divine Mare to play around the Cleansing Nova, since it feels like that's one of the few ways we can lose. Sure. Yep. Alright, so opponent up to 9, so they're dead on board. Cool. Alright. So we're up to 2-0 with our pretty sweet blue-green Vinemare Ether Tunnel deck. Let's see if we can keep it up. Alright, this looks like a keepable hand. We're on the play, so we do need to draw a third land. But if we do, we get to Divination to find a fourth. Don't think we can mulligan. I mean, it's not the ideal hand. We don't want Ether Tunnels, Sleeps, or Dreadmaws in our opening hand. But we've got lands and spells, so I'll keep. Finally have our Woodland Stream in our opening hand instead of as our third land. Alright, I'll play the Sentinel. Alright, so we could Ether Tunnel, get very aggressive, but I think we just win Mage here and attack with the Sentinel. And then next turn we can Divination, pumping the Wind Mage. Alright. Happy with the block here. Sure. Is their opponent playing mono green? I like the way our hand's developing here. Next turn drop Rocks Oracle, land is good for Dreadmaw, and Sleep's gonna be a nice finisher alongside Ether Tunnel. Alright, their own Dreadmaw. Fair enough. So I think we can take the beating from the Dreadmaw for a turn and then Sleep. So I'll play the Oracle. Attack for 2. We might also Sleep next turn, we'll see. Not gonna block. Alright. Now they're pretty much forcing our hand. And I think this is fine. I'll target my opponent, please. Would there ever be a situation where you want to target your own creatures with Sleep? I don't think so. We'll tunnel the Archaeologist, I think. Alright, sweet. So mono green it looked like. So definitely bringing back our Basilisk. Don't love the Greenwood Sentinel. And I think I like Titanic Growth. Yeah, I think I'll cut Rexage. Green's unlikely to have a ton of artifacts, and until we see a bunch of Oaken forms, I'm not gonna bring it in. So I think this is fine. Extra Titanic Growth, extra Basilisk. Yeah, they could be playing the enchantment giving +1/+1 for each forest. That's definitely one of the reasons to play mono green. So maybe it's wrong to take out the Reclamation Stage because of it. Might also have the Gigantosaurus, which is the other reason to play mono green. This hand's okay. Again, don't love having Sleep in our opening hand, but what are you gonna do? Sure. Do we Courser or do we Basilisk? I think we Courser since Basilisk trades for larger creatures in the future. And I don't really want to trade here, since we have Ether Tunnel and Sleep as payoffs to try and race. Oof, opponent has their own Vinemare. Well, we have the Basilisk to block. So I think I'm fine trading Basilisk for Vinemare. If they just attack with Courser, I might take it. Yep. So how's Sleep looking like this turn? It's okay, but I would rather play Centaur Courser first. So we can Courser plus Rabbit Bite, killing the Oracle. Attack with both, will definitely Rabbit Bite first. Don't think our opponent will trade. And then Sleep and Ether Tunnel look pretty appealing here. Does Death Touch still apply with Rabbit Bite? It does. That's why it's such a great combo. Your 1/1 Death Touch creature can Rabbit Bite and kill a 10/10. Huh. So this kind of implies they have a trick, but I think we still take it. so 8. If it's just one Titanic Growth, then we're fine. If they have double Titanic Growth, we're dead. But we really don't want to trade our creature when we have Sleep and Ether Tunnel in hand. So I think our logic makes sense. Opponent plays Redmaw, we play Sleep, we attack for 8. Put them to 4, and I think we keep Ether Tunnel in hand. Just to be our finisher, not expose it to an opposing Rabbit Bite. And I don't think we need to Rabbit Bite anything this turn. Alright, so it's on the opponent here. They'll need something pretty specific. Wow, okay. So Sleep won us both games, essentially. It's definitely a good card against big dumb creatures. Sweet, so we're 4-0. I think we only dropped one game so far against the red-white deck where they Trumpet Blasted and Lava Axed us. So not bad, not bad. Already made our gems back. I think we keep the Oracle, helps us undo our mulligan. Now we've got the Druid to help us ramp into it. Another blue-green deck, the mirror match. Alright, let's Divination. Next turn we can Oracle. Alright. And maybe next turn if we draw land we can go Sky Scanner plus Centaur Courser. Ooh, Vinemare. Combo assembled. Opponent says go. I think we attack with Oracle, we're fine if they have a trick for the Druid. Suppose we could attack with both, if that's the play, sure. And we've got a second Vinemare in case they have a counterspell here, so that's acceptable. Alright, cancel. If we didn't have a second Vinemare, I probably would have done something else this turn. What we don't want to see is something like a Dreadmaw here. Something big that can outrace our Vinemare potentially. Alright, gets back cancel. Come on, land. Nice. Alright. So there's a bit of risk involved with Vinemare plus Ether Tunnel, but I think it's worth it to resolve it, knowing their opponent has cancel in hand, and hope our opponent doesn't have the sorcery that forces us to block. Pretty much. Alright, combo assembled. Not sure if it's going to be good enough. We'll find out. Alright. The thing I didn't love about doing this in our turn right away is that now our opponent knows they have to try and race, so they might play differently than if they didn't. Alright, we have Rex Sage to blow up the tunnel, so that's fine. So we'll have a pretty decent turn here. Attack with Vinemare, Sage plus Courser. Although maybe Sky Scanner is better than Courser. Nah, I think I like Courser. Applies more pressure. Yeah, our opponent could definitely have their own copy of Sleep, which would be pretty good here, but it doesn't look like it. So we have a 2-turn clock, opponent has a 3-turn clock after this turn. Never mind. Alright, Rabbit Bite's a good one. And we want to Rabbit Bite now before they have cancel mana up. I'll Sky Scanner. Tapping 3 green, see if they have a counterspell. They don't. Another one. Don't mind if I do. So let's cast a couple of Rabbit Bites. Kill this. Alright, opponent scoops it up. Fair enough. So, blue-green mirror. So how do we sideboard? Unfortunately, we don't have any plummets in our sideboard, otherwise those would have been pretty good. So we just have to straight up try and race them. They also had Ether Tunnel, so they're definitely also trying to race us. Don't think Wall of Vine's very good. The Sentinel looks pretty poor against the Druid of the Cowl. They might also have Omen Speakers in their deck. Could add another Rex Sage for those Ether Tunnels. Can also blow up a Thopter token, I guess. Basilisk against other green decks would be pretty good. Against the opponent's version, probably doesn't shine. Oakenform could be bad if they have bounce spells, but if we put it on Vinemare, that's fine. So I think I like this setup. Alright, this hand seems quite good. Can even play late game with Archaeologist. So we've got a decent curve here. Do we trade Archaeologist for Windmage? We already have Divination in hand and Rocks Oracle, so I think we're actually fine trading. Alright. And I think we play our own Windmage since we have a few sorceries that we might want to cast that can pump him up. Monolith, alright. Reclamation Sage looking better and better. And their own Rabbit Bite killing the Archaeologist, fair enough. No blocks. Alright, so we did not pick up a play to go alongside our own Rabbit Bite, so I think I like developing our board more. Could also Divination, which still pumps our Mage, gets us deeper into our deck. So our play next turn is going to be Rocks Oracle. So I think I just like adding more creatures to the board here. And then on turn 6 we might go Divination plus Rabbit Bite, make this guy huge. Opponent says go. They could have cancel up here, which makes double spelling more tempting than playing a Rocks Oracle. And if we were to double spell, then we should do it now to pump up our Windmage. Alright, that's fine. And now I'll Rabbit Bite their Windmage. I guess we can do it with the Basilisk, since I would rather have them bounce the Basilisk than our Windmage. Alright, so we're ahead on board, ahead on life, and we've got some nice leftovers here. Sweet. Alright, that's gonna do it. So that's going to complete our 5-1 run with blue-green Vinemare. Got a few free wins with Vinemare plus Ether Tunnel, but not too many. Mostly Sleep got a lot of free wins. Well, I wouldn't say free, but definitely helped. Sweet, so let's claim our prize. That's a lot of packs. Alright, Gork Claw. Arcadis, I think we almost have a playset now. So if we wanted to, we could maybe try and brew up an Arcadis deck in Standard, which is probably going to be pretty bad, but might be worth a shot. If it doesn't cost me any rare wildcards, then I'll definitely go for it. Alright, sweet. So pretty happy with how the draft went. I think I liked our draft decisions. I don't think the Blanchwood armor would have made the deck. So, not bad. You're having a blast with the Angel deck 7-1, nice, good job. I also want to thank all my patrons for supporting the channel, and you can do so yourself as well over at patreon.com/LegenVD, where you get cool rewards for supporting the channel, as well as getting us closer to our goals, where with every goal reached, we will release an additional weekly series. So if you want to see more content, Patreon is the place to go.